Gentlemen, welcome to 2026. The era of noise is officially dead. If you are a man over 50, realize this brutal truth. Trying to dress like you are 25 doesn't make you look younger. It makes you look desperate. Your wardrobe is no longer a playground for cheap trends. It must be a sanctuary of competence and status. Yet, too many of you are still harboring skeletons in your closet. Garments that actively sabotage your authority the moment you put them on. Today, we are conducting a purge. We are identifying the 5 sartorial disasters that you must burn immediately to enter this new era with your dignity intact. Item 1. The man-child. Hoodie, let us begin with the most pervasive offender in the modern wardrobe. The graphic hoodie. There is a specific tragedy in seeing a man of 50 walking down the street in a baggy fleece sweatshirt, emblazoned with the massive logo of a sportswear brand or a university he graduated from 30 years ago. It is what psychologists might call the Peter Pan syndrome, manifested in cotton. At 20, a hoodie represents rebellion, athleticism, and the carefree spirit of youth. At 50, it signals something entirely different, a refusal to accept your own maturity. It is not youthful, it is infantilizing. Visually, the hoodie is a disaster for the aging physique. As men age, the neck naturally shortens and the jawline softens. The hood, with its thick, bunched-up fabric behind the head, exacerbates this. It swallows your neck completely, making you look hunched and defeated. The front pocket, the infamous kangaroo pouch, is even worse. It adds unnecessary bulk exactly where you do not want it. The midsection. It creates a shapeless, lumpen silhouette that erases your shoulders and highlights your belly. Furthermore, the elasticized waistband inevitably rides up, creating a muffin top effect that ruins any semblance of a clean line. You are a man of substance, experience, and authority. Why are you dressing like a teenager who just rolled out of a dormitory bed? The argument I often hear is, but it is comfortable. Gentlemen, comfort is not a synonym for sloppiness. You can achieve warmth and ease without looking like a man-child. The solution lies in elevating the materials and the structure. We are trading the juvenile for the distinguished. The upgrade. First, consider the fine-gauge turtleneck, roll neck, in merino wool or cashmere. This is the intellectual's armor. Unlike the hoodie, which hides the neck in a mess of fabric, the turtleneck frames the face. It hides the turkey neck skin elegantly and draws the eye upward to your eyes. It creates a long, lean, vertical line that slims the torso. It says you are a thinker, an architect, a man of ideas. Second, for a more rugged, relaxed option, look to the shawl collar cardigan. Think of Steve McQueen in The Cincinnati Kid. The thick, rolled collar adds bulk to your shoulders and chest, enhancing your masculinity, while the V-shape opening elongates your neck. It has the comfort of a blanket, but the structure of a jacket. It commands respect. When you walk into a room in a chunky shawl cardigan, you look like the grandfather who owns the estate, not the grandson playing video games in the basement. Burn the hoodie. Embrace the knitwear of a patriarch. Item 2. The cargo calamity. Now we descend into the lower half of the silhouette, arriving at a garment that has plagued the fashion landscape of the middle-aged man for 2 decades. The cargo short. Specifically, I am speaking of the oversized, baggy, 3/4 length variety that hangs mournfully below the knee. Unless you are currently hacking your way through the Amazon rainforest with a machete, or you are a plumber requiring immediate access to a wrench, there is absolutely no justification for this garment in a civilized setting. It is not just a pair of shorts. It is a storage unit worn on the legs. The cargo calamity destroys the male figure through a dual attack on proportion and width. First, let us discuss the pockets. By adding bulky, pleated pouches to the sides of your thighs, you are effectively widening your hips. This is the exact opposite of the masculine ideal, which seeks to broaden the shoulders and narrow the waist. When these pockets are filled, as they often are, with keys, wallets, phones, and receipts, you create a lumpy, distorted silhouette that resembles a Lego figure rather than a human being. It signals to the world that you prioritize the ability to carry a hardware store's worth of equipment over your own dignity. Second, and perhaps more egregious, is the length. The standard cargo short inevitably settles somewhere in the middle of the shin. This is a visual crime. By cutting your leg line off at the widest part of your calf, you visually amputate your lower limbs. It makes your legs look stumpy, thick, and significantly shorter than they actually are. It drags your visual center of gravity down towards the pavement, making you look heavy and sluggish. It screams tourist, lazy, and out of touch. It is the uniform of a man who has ceased to care about the aesthetic pleasure of those around him. The upgrade involves embracing the resort aesthetic. We must strip away the utility to reveal the elegance. The upgrade: you must switch to tailored flat front shorts in chino, or even better, Irish linen. The key here is the inseam. You want a 7-inch or 9-inch inseam that hits above the knee. Do not fear your knees, gentlemen. Showing the knee actually elongates the leg, making you look taller and more athletic. A pair of high-waisted linen shorts in a natural oatmeal, stone, or navy color offers texture and breathability without the bulk. They feature clean, vertical lines that slim the hips. They have side seam pockets that disappear when not in use, maintaining a sleek profile. When paired with a linen shirt or a knitted polo, this look transports you from a confused tourist to a seasoned traveler. It is the difference between looking like you are waiting for a bus and looking like you are waiting for your yacht tender. Empty your pockets, show some knee, and reclaim your silhouette. Item 3. The midlife crisis. Skinny jeans. We arrive now at the third item, a garment that screams insecure desperation louder than a red convertible purchased on a whim. The skinny jean. There is a prevalent misconception among men of a certain age that wearing tighter clothing equates to looking leaner and younger. This is a sartorial lie. When a man over 50 squeezes his lower limbs into denim that clings like a second skin, he does not look like a rock star from the 1970s. He looks like an inverted triangle teetering on 2 toothpicks. It is the uniform of the midlife crisis. Let us analyze the physics of this disaster. As we age, our weight distribution shifts. We tend to carry more weight in the torso, while our legs often lose muscle mass. Skinny jeans mercilessly highlight this imbalance. They create the dreaded ice cream cone effect. A heavy, round upper body balanced precariously on spindly, constricted legs. Furthermore, the low rise, a common feature of skinny cuts, cuts into the hips and forces the stomach flesh upward and outward, creating a muffin top that spills over the waistband. It is visually painful to witness. And if these jeans possess artificial rips, tears, or acid washes, then you have essentially put on a costume. You are signaling that you are trying to compete with your teenage son, a competition you will inevitably lose. It strips you of your gravity. A man of status should occupy space. He should not look like he has been vacuum-packed. The upgrade requires a return to structural integrity and classical proportions. We must embrace the straight leg and the high rise. The upgrade. Your new standard is high-waisted dark indigo denim or classic straight-leg trousers. First, the high rise is non-negotiable. By having the waistband sit at your natural waist, near the navel, rather than your hips, you encase the stomach. The fabric drapes cleanly over the belly, smoothing the silhouette and lengthening the leg line by several inches. Second, the straight leg cut. We want a pair of jeans that follows the line of the leg without hugging it. There should be a straight vertical drop from the hip to the hem. This adds visual weight to your lower half, balancing out your chest and shoulders. It restores the masculine column. Look for raw or selvage denim in a deep, inky blue. Avoid pre-faded washes. Dark denim is more formal, more slimming, and infinitely more sophisticated. It pairs with a blazer for dinner just as easily as it pairs with a knitted polo for a weekend drive. When you wear trousers that respect your anatomy, you stop looking like an aging rocker clinging to the past and start looking like a man who is comfortable in his own skin and in his own era. Item 4. The corporate dinosaur. We move now to the professional realm, where many men over 50 are unknowingly wearing a uniform that signals professional stagnation. I call this look the corporate dinosaur. It consists of two specific offenders, the cheap jet black suit and the square-toed shoe. This combination was the default office attire for middle management in 2004. Today, it is a visual admission that you have not evolved in 2 decades. First, let us destroy the myth of the black suit. Unless you are attending a funeral or a black tie gala, a solid black suit has no place in your daily rotation. Black is not a neutral. It is an absence of color. It is harsh, severe, and unforgiving. As we age, our skin tone loses its natural vibrancy. When you place a stark black jacket next to a mature face, it drains the life out of you, highlighting every wrinkle, dark circle, and gray hair. It makes you look tired and pallid. Furthermore, these suits are often cut from cheap, high-sheen polyester blends. Under office fluorescent lighting, they do not glow. They shine with a greasy, synthetic luster that screams entry-level employee. Then, there are the shoes. The clunky, bicycle-stitched, square-toed slip-on is the single greatest enemy of elegance. It destroys the sleek lines of the foot, making your feet look like rectangular blocks or duckbills. It is visually heavy and devoid of any artisanal craft. It suggests a man who views dressing well as a chore to be endured rather than a skill to be mastered. The upgrade. We must replace stiff formal with soft tailoring. Your new weapon is the navy hopsack blazer or a charcoal gray flannel suit. Texture is key here. Hopsack is a basket weave wool that is breathable, matte, and wrinkle-resistant. Unlike the flat, shiny black suit, navy hopsack has depth. It absorbs light rather than reflecting it. The deep blue tone breathes life back into your complexion, making you look healthier and more vibrant. Opt for an unstructured jacket, one with little to no shoulder padding. This follows the natural slope of your shoulder, making you look relaxed and approachable, yet undeniably in charge. For the feet, burn the square toes. Invest in a pair of dark brown suede loafers or round-toe leather Oxfords. Suede is particularly powerful for the older man. It adds softness and texture that complements the gray in your hair. A round or almond-shaped toe follows the natural anatomy of the foot. It is aerodynamic and sleek. When you pair a soft-shouldered navy jacket with elegant brown suede shoes, you stop looking like a cog in the corporate machine and start looking like the chairman of the board. Item 5. The Neon Athlete. We finally arrive at the most visually assaultive category in the modern wardrobe, a trend that has unfortunately bled from the gymnasium into the coffee shop. The Neon Athlete. I am referring to the prevalence of high-visibility performance gear, radioactive lime greens, safety oranges, and blinding electric blues, worn as casual daily attire. Gentlemen, unless you are currently directing air traffic on a tarmac or running a marathon at night on a highway, there is absolutely no excuse for dressing like a highlighter pen. The fundamental error here is a confusion of context. Technical sportswear is designed for function, not aesthetics. It is made of synthetic polymers designed to wick sweat, not to flatter the human form. When a man over 50 wears a tight, neon-colored tech tee to a lunch date or a grocery run, he commits two sins. First, he creates visual pollution. These colors are aggressive. They demand attention in the cheapest way possible. They scream, "Look at me!" when a gentleman should be whispering, "Respect me." Second, and most damagingly, neon colors are catastrophic for the mature complexion. As we age, our skin undertones become cooler and often paler. When you blast neon light onto your face, it casts a sickly reflection. A bright lime green shirt will bring out every red blotch and vein in your face, while washing out your natural warmth. It makes you look unhealthy, frantic, and trying far too hard to appear energetic. Furthermore, the fabric itself, often shiny, thin polyester, clings to the body in all the wrong places. It highlights the softening of the chest and the midsection with high-definition cruelty. It is the antithesis of luxury. Luxury absorbs light. Cheapness reflects it. The upgrade. You do not have to sacrifice comfort. You simply need to upgrade the philosophy. We are moving from activewear to luxe leisure. The goal is to look like you own the sports team, not like you are trying to make the roster. Your palette must shift from the artificial to the silent palette. Think heather gray, camel, vicuna, navy, and cream. Replace the polyester tech tee with a long-sleeve merino wool polo or a cotton cashmere blend sweater. These natural fibers breathe better than plastic, regulate your body temperature, and drape elegantly over the torso rather than clinging to it. Replace the neon running shorts with tapered jersey joggers in high-quality loopback cotton or even cashmere blends. They should have a clean cuff at the ankle and no massive logos down the leg. Finally, Retire the multicolored, futuristic running shoes for a pair of minimalist leather sneakers in white, gray, or navy. This represents a shift from gym teacher to off-duty aristocrat. You look comfortable enough to board a long-haul flight, yet elegant enough to be upgraded to first class the moment you walk up to the counter. Gentlemen, true style is not about what you add. It is about what you subtract. By burning these 5 archives of failure, you are not just clearing closet space. You are clearing the noise that distorts your image. You are refusing to be a caricature of youth or a relic of the corporate past. The year 2026 is approaching. It demands a man who is grounded, authentic, and unapologetically mature. Do not fear the gray hair or the lines on your face. Frame them with dignity. Wear texture, embrace silence, and dress like the man you have fought so hard to become. The trends are for the boys. The legacy is for you.